Good morning. We left Kirby Stevens behind, down there in the valley. We're walking up an unnecessarily steep road.
Unnecessary.
This is the first time we've turned the camera on.
Yeah.
Because it's the first time I caught my breath.
This is the hardest bit, getting up to the 9 standards.
Yeah.
That's me up here. A little seat. And then you sit down. And this is your view. Not a bit too big, do you have to go at the back?
Yes.
That's because it's so slim and so muscly.
Yes. First, well, it's not the first proper view of them, but the first decent view of the 9 standards up there. I'm going to try and zoom in, if I can even remember where they are. Nope, too far over. There we are.
Here we are by the 9 standards. I'm really bad with names. I apologise. 9 standards. No one knows. There's loads of dairies. Once there it is. They built them up here, so it looks like there's a village up here. So if there's any Vikings and stuff. Right there it is. A group of stonemasons. I'd have bet who built the best one. I think this guy will.
Making our way from the 9 standards somewhere in the back there, over the moors. For the second time we've done this terrain now, and the second time we're extremely lucky to do it in a really dry period, because this trail can get extremely boggy. We'll hit the bog in a bit once we're over that little dip there, if I remember right. There's no such thing as a dry time, but as you can see, it usually gets boggier. Right. We find ourselves unexpectedly in something like a bothy. Brian remembers this from last time. I have no memory of it whatsoever. It's on the way down to Ravenseed Farm. Half an hour from there. We're not sure whether they're actually open at the moment, so we thought we'd stop here for lunch. We've just managed, we did very good time over the 9 standards in the bog, and then managed to get ourselves completely lost on the last silly little thing. We saw from the top of a little hill, we saw something that looked like the pass and headed for it, and it turned out to be a stream even. So the pass, eventually we found it again, and it goes straight past this. I'm guessing it's for there's grouse hunting in this area, so I'm guessing it's actually from the grouse hunters, but it seems to be used as a kind of bothy shelter thing. Very nice, very dry, very warm in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna stop and have lunch. We've just passed Ravenscar Farm, which is unsurprisingly closed for COVID, for coast-to-coast people, probably because of COVID. So they normally do cream teas, and they also have camping just in the field, and a little sort of toilet and water block, but obviously it's impossible for them to introduce COVID safety measures. And we're about to wander down the beautiful Swaledale. And I do mean beautiful, I mean just look around you. How gorgeous is this place? So we got to Keld around, what was it, 4:30?
Yeah.
And decided to stay here. This is the, forgotten the name again, I'll put it in the text. The second of the two campsites, the one that doesn't have yurts in it.
It's £8 per person a night.
Yeah,
They've got showers, places to wash your cars, toilets.
Just through that gate and little teeny pass down. Yeah.
There's streams down there if you want to camp by the stream.
We couldn't face the hill.
Yeah.
That's how much of a wimp we have become. We couldn't face the hill. Basically, I mean, it's quite early for us to camp, but the next stretch to Rees is 11 miles.
Yeah.
And
after that, you can't camp anywhere.
after Rees, it gets very, very difficult. And because we've decided to go the low route this time. There's two ways to go between Keld and Rees. Last time we took the high route. This time we want to go the low route, which means we don't know at all what's ahead of us in terms of terrain. It looks like it's supposed to be a pleasant river walk, but it has a lot of fields and little villages and stuff, so there's a good possibility that there's literally no wild camping anywhere reasonably easily to be had. So we just saw we're not on a clock, we don't have to rush, and then maybe give our poor little feet a chance to recover. We've had a bit of a beating. Rocks in the lakes, bog ever since. So day 7 starts with the dreaded hike out of Kirby Stephen up to the 9 standards, which is just, it's not long, but once you hit this road here, the road just gets a bit unnecessarily steep in places. Once you're sort of in the moorland again, it's absolutely fine. The area around the 9 standards has a seasonal variety of paths. We are always hitting this season, which actually goes up to the 9 standards. You don't have to go up to 9 standards, you can go around it. The reason for these seasonal routes is that they're trying to minimize the impact of people on the moors. So we followed the path to the standards and then across the moorland. You see there's a third alternative coming off here, but we followed the red route all the way around. And as we said, again, reasonably dry. And up, yeah, somewhere around here we managed to get completely lost, and I think we ended up, I don't know how we managed to get lost there. We saw something that looked like a path and followed it, and it just wasn't, so we got completely sidetracked, but eventually regained the trail again. Oh no, sorry, it was here. Yeah, it was at the, because we were sort of heading this way, thinking we could maybe regain the path that way, and it's just bog. So no, don't do it. Backtrack yourself if you lose your trail. There's Ravenseed Farm, which was unfortunately closed because of COVID. I mean, closed for tourists. And from then on, it's just an utterly beautiful walk along Swaledale. Very, very flat, if I dare use that word. And just very pretty. And then you hit the road just outside Keld, and there's a bit of a longish road walk, which, you know, with the state our feet were in, was a bit painful, but, you know, it's got to be done. And this is the campsite we decided to stay at, and it's beautiful.